Welcome everybody to the Mobility Focus. I'm Jason and I'll be your host today. I thought it would be a really good idea for us to talk about communication. Well, as it pertains to public transportation. You're currently on a bus. You're trying to get to a destination. And sometimes you didn't talk to your driver. You didn't communicate with your driver. And you might feel lost. Well, we want to try, hopefully through travel training, to eliminate that mistake and eliminate maybe some of that anxiety that you might have to missing your stop and when to get off. So the first thing that I'd like to make sure that you know is that communicating with your driver, to any driver, as you're using public transportation, whether it's here in Clatsop County or anywhere else across the country, it's a good idea to let them know what your plans are. Where do you need to go? So for example, if I need to go to college and I hop onto the Route 10, I'm going to let my bus driver know when I get on that I'm going to the college. All that does is help to ensure that you get there safely and on time. Your driver, knowing that knowledge that you need to get up to the college, will help them direct themselves to ensuring that they might recognize you towards the end. And if you somehow missed that opportunity to get off that bus or are coming close to that, they might be able to warn you before you actually end up missing your potential stop. So make sure to always communicate with your driver when you get on the bus. It's very important, and I think it just might save you some heartache down the road. So another thing that we do talk about quite a bit through travel training is understanding your landmarks. So as you're figuring out what you're going to do, what route you're going to take, what the schedule is going to be, maybe you've even called the transit center and you've asked them to help you figure out what that route is going to entail. One of the things that we're always going to focus on is landmarks. So if you've ever been through Astoria, which I hope you have at some point in time if you're watching this video, you'll know that there's like the Astoria-Megler Bridge, the big bridge that goes from Oregon to Washington. That's a really good and big landmark that you could become accustomed to when you're learning how to ride the bus. By doing that and understanding where that landmark is at as it is compared to where you need to be dropped off at or where you need to be picked up at will help you determine what you need to do and how you need to get off the bus when it's time to get to your stop. Looking at those landmarks and seeing those come up will help trigger your mind into recognizing that you need to do anything that you can do at that moment in time to be able to get ready to get off the bus, to ensure that the driver, again, is communicated with by you that you need to get off, especially when it's in between stops. We have scheduled stops that you see on our schedule. Well, if you didn't know, our bus system allows you to indicate that you would like to get off the bus prior to a scheduled stop. And what does that look like? Maybe it looks like pulling the stop cord or communicating verbally with your driver to let them know that you're ready to get off. Anyhow, we'll talk about that here in just a second. Remember, landmarks are really important. Get to know your area if you're going to be riding the bus. So when you're needing to let the driver know that you're ready to get off, one of the ways that we do it is through using our pull cord right here. We have this thing that we call a stop cord. And for individuals who are new to the bus, it's usually a yellow cord that sits just above the windows. In some cases, they sit right in a vertical way down towards where your seats would be at. And that's really good for individuals who can't maybe stand or don't have such a high reach. But in this case, what we want to do is when we get close to a destination that we want to get off at, it might not be the stop that is scheduled, all we have to do is tug on this cord right here and it will make an audible sound to the driver to say ready to get off. Now your driver at that time will only pull off where it's safe. It might not be exactly where you pulled the cord at, but they will eventually stop. Sometimes it could very well be just at the very next stop. But in most cases, we do accommodate as best that we can. So remember, when you're riding the bus and it's time for you to get off, don't forget, there's a way for you to communicate with the driver. So thank you very much for watching this episode. We hope that it meant a little bit to you and maybe gave you something that you didn't know before, such as these pull cords. Please be safe while you're riding out there. Don't forget to be seen by wearing high visible, high bright clothing so that our drivers can see you and other people can see you as well as you're out there. Stick around and ensure to come visit us every single Friday as we drop a new episode of travel training videos that are designed to hopefully get you excited about riding the bus again. So thank you very much. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.